Hello everyone and welcome to this video where today in Adobe Premiere Pro I'm going to show you the second project in this lesson, which is creating a montage. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Now the first thing you need to do while you come inside Premiere Pro is go to the new item over here in our project panel, then make sure you click on sequence. Okay, and afterwards you'll see the new sequence window pop up where you need to select the sequence of digital SLR 720p, and you have to make sure you click on 720p 24 frames per second. Okay, after that, if you go to settings, you'll make sure that all of your settings look like this. All right, and if you want to adjust your frame size over here, you can do that also. For example, we can put it at the other frames 1980 by 1080. Okay, we can put this also according to the frame size that we want, but for now I just want it to be 1270 by 768. Okay, so this is the resolution I want it to be in. Okay, so if you like any other options over here, you can go over here, then go ahead and then do whatever you like. Okay, afterwards make sure you go over here, click a name for your sequence, and now I'll just type in montage. Okay, after you're done, go ahead and press OK, and then you see that your sequence has popped up over here, and we can go ahead and bring in our photos in order to use the timeline. Okay, after you have selected your photos, go ahead and click on open, and then you'll see that your photos have appeared here. Okay, now if you want to rearrange the way you want to see your photos in the project panel, timeline panel, and program panel, okay, go ahead and click on the tilde key. This will make your project panel bigger, and then you can easily edit the way you want your sorting to be. Okay, if you want to sort the way it is over here, okay, we can just select all of them, right click, and not right click actually, go over here and switch to icon view, and then you can just go over here, select a photo or sequence, and you can put it beside the photo that you want in each or whatever order you want it to be. Okay, now after you're done with your ordering, you have to go ahead and then basically select all of them. Okay, then you just right click over here, then go to speed and duration. I'm going to tell you why in just a minute, but before that, let me go over here and then see the speed and duration of one clip. As you can see, each clip has like a 4-second and 24 frames. And if you're confused about the duration, let me explain it to you right now. The first duration over here is our hours, the second is in minutes, and the third is in seconds. And over here we have the frames. Okay, when you're done, go on and click on OK. Now what I'm going to do is select the first clip over here, press shift and select the last photo. Okay, after that I'll right click and then go to speed and duration. Now we're going to the same way that we left off last time, and this time in duration what I'd like to do is put 5 seconds for every photo. Okay, so let's press on 5, and we can put the frames to 30 as well. This is optional according to your preference. Whatever you need, you'll do it. Okay, press on OK. Afterwards, let's hit the tilde key again. The tilde key is basically beside your one key on your keyboard. Okay, it will be on the left side of the one key. Okay, so press the tilde key, make it small, and then click and drag it on the timeline to begin. Okay, and now you can see over here I have multiple clips ready for the montage. Now if I play it, you'll notice that this is a montage, but it feels really bland. Like we need to add in some effects to make it look a bit better, right? or else it just looks like a video clip of the photos that you made in your previous journey. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. Now it might be that some of your photos over here, like for example, let's go over here to the second photo, third photo. You can see that over here every photo is set to a particular frame size, because I made sure that every photo that I click over here has a specific frame. Okay, but for you it might be different. All right, if you want to like adjust your frame size for that, just go over here, click on the first video, click Ctrl+A on your keyboard, everything will be selected after that, or you can just click and drag with your mouse. We can select it by using our selection tool also and clicking and dragging. Okay, then afterwards what we need to do is to scale it proportionately. We have to right click over here, and then we have the adjustments to select this option over here. You can either set it to frame size or scale it to frame size. Okay, I've already explained it in an earlier video what these two will do. Okay, now let me just scale it to frame size because this is the better option. And afterwards you will notice that every video over here has like a black bar. Okay, you can go ahead, and if you don't want that, you can just press Ctrl+Z to undo. Okay, now I'll show you the other option, which is set it to frame size. It will do the same thing. All right, now here you can see that every video over here, or every part of the photos over here, has a black frame to it. Okay, to the side. Okay, and now if you do not want that, you can always go to the effects in your library and then select crop and then put them all over here. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to the next part over here. Basically select one photo over here, go to the FX controls over here, and then what I can do over here in the motion section, I can just zoom in, okay, to like, let's say 120. Okay, and let's do it a bit lesser. So, and if I do it to a normal one, you can see that. So let's do 110, which means that the whole thing will be covering, or the whole picture over here will be covering my skin. Okay, this is only if you do not want those black bars over here. Okay, now what I can do is go over here, Ctrl+A, select all, right click, and then right click, okay, so first we have to go over here. Okay, make sure you click the section where it's not saying FX. After that, we'll copy this. Okay, then I'll press Ctrl+A over here to select everything, then right click over here and then select paste attributes. Now what paste attributes will do is basically, you can see that in the first video or clip over here, I copied the whole file. If I select paste attributes, it will only paste the attributes or effects that I have done in the first file. So let's select paste attributes, and now here it's asking me what attributes I want to put in. The scale attribute times, motion opacity, time remapping. Okay, since there's no audio, my audio attributes are empty. Let's press on OK. And afterwards you can see that every photo over here, or every part of my photos, do not have any black lines beside them. Okay, so this is how you scale them to get a full screen view of your photos without any black bars, top, bottom, left, right, anything. Okay, after this we actually need to go to like edit, and then go to preferences, and then go to timeline. Now after the timeline panel pops up, what you need to do is go to timeline, and over here you can see that we have our video transition default set to seconds over here in frames. Okay, so I want to change it to seconds just so that we are in the same frame. Okay, so after that let's press on OK. Now if I go over here, you can see that this over here, the playhead positions timing, it's given in milliseconds, not frames. Okay. Now afterwards, you'll see that over here in our montage, if we group up all of the files over here, it gives up a total time of 1 minute and 42 seconds. Okay, so let's go ahead and basically put crossfades in between our files or photos. Okay, so in order to put crossfade, first we have to select our first file over here, and then we have to go to graphics or effects, not graphics. After that, we'll just go over here and type in crossfade, and here we have our crossfade or cross dissolve. After that, I want to click on it and then put it inside either here or here. Since I want to crossfade after my video, let's go ahead and put it there. Okay, so we can also put our crossfade over here, but unlike other effects, we can't do that for cross dissolve. So let's put it here. Okay, after that, we will see that when we play our video over here, you can see that it does a crossfade. Okay, now what I'd like to do over here right now is press Ctrl A, right click, and then select speed and duration again. Let me change it from 6 seconds to say about 3 seconds. Okay, press OK after that. All right, now what we'll do is basically over here you can see that we have gaps over here. Now I don't want that in my video, so we can actually, since I don't want this, I will just do this from the beginning. So let's click on delete, and then again we'll go to our photos over here, right click, and then speed and duration, 3 seconds. Okay, and then I'll just click and drop them. Okay, afterwards again we need to make sure that it is scaled to frame size, and also you can use the playhead button to see. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's go on ahead and start. So select all of them, right click, select the first one, scale, there you go, and then just Ctrl C to copy, then select all of them, right click, and then paste attributes. Make sure motion is checked, then click on OK. All right, now then we have to click on the first video over here, go to effects, select cross dissolve, put it right there. Okay, afterwards I'll press Ctrl C over here to copy them, Ctrl A, right click, and then paste attributes. Okay, press okay, and now it's done. All right, so make sure over here you can see that we have our cross dissolve. If I play this, you can see that this is what happens. Okay, now you can see that when I applied Ctrl A and select all of them and right click to paste attributes, the cross dissolve did not actually happen. Why? Because first we have to go over here to our effects panel, then we have to set it as a default transition. Okay, if you do not put it as a default transition, select it now by right clicking and pressing this button, and afterwards I can just click all of them over here, then go to sequence. Okay, and then apply default transitions to selection, and you can see that our shortcut is Shift+D. If I click on it now, you can see that every video over here has a cross dissolve. All right, now let me play it. All right, so now you can see that we have a cross dissolve on the first part of our video. Okay, now I do not want that, so what I'll do right now is remove that. So let's select that, remove it from the first and also the last one. So let's select that and just delete it. Now we're done with the cross dissolve. Now if I play it, you will notice that every photo over here has a cross dissolve. Okay, and it does not have any more mistakes that we need to perfect. Okay, let's pause it. Now what we'll do is basically create a zoom in effect, like a little subtle zoom in effect for each of these photos over here. Now what we need to do is basically go to this video over here. Now you can see that I have selected it, and what I want to do is go to the first part over here, right, like right at the beginning of the video. Okay, my bad. There you go. Okay, let's select it from the timeline right over here, like right at the beginning of the video. Okay, now over here you can see that I have the scale effect over here. Let's click on the toggle animation. Okay, create a keyframe. You can also delete it over here. Let's select a keyframe over here, and I want to take it right at the end of my video, like right there, and I want to create another keyframe over here, but this time instead of 108 I want to add a +5 to this number, so it will be like, let's go over here and just write 13. Okay, press enter. Okay, now you'll see when I play this video, it zooms in, okay, like a little zoom in, but it doesn't do it for the other photos as well. So now what I'll do is basically Control C, Control A, Control C to copy, and Control A to select everything. Right click and then paste attributes. Okay. Then I press on OK. Afterwards, you'll see that every photo over here should have the zoom in effect. So let's try it. Yes, as you can see, every photo over here is now zooming in automatically without me needing to go to every photo and then select the scale and move it to show the effect individually. Okay, let's pause it. Okay guys, now what we need to do is basically go to our Illustrator presets, and according to what preference you want, you can select a cinematic, film stocks, monochrome, speed looks, okay, cameras, and here you can see the effects that it will produce. All right, let's go ahead and put in a cinematic view in from our Illustrator presets. Okay, let's select the faded film. Okay, select it and then put them all over your clips over here. Make sure you select all of them. Okay, now you'll notice that the color over here has been changed, and each of these photos give you a montage feel, okay, whenever you're trying to see them. Now if you do not like this, you can always press Ctrl Z to undo and then select another effect, and then you can see what it looks like. Okay, now let's go ahead and try another. Let's try a film stock. Okay, there you go. Now if I play the video, you'll notice that every one of my photos over here have turned into black and white. If I press Ctrl Z, they go back. Okay, so this is for comparison. Okay, now if I go to monochrome, you'll see that every effect over here is in black and white, which I do not want for my montage. And again, this is all according to your preference. Okay, if I go over here to camera, you can see that I have multiple camera models to choose from, so you can clearly see. Okay, Let's go ahead and just put one effect over here first. Okay, search Lumetri color in your panel over here. Okay, but before you do that, make sure you just click on one photo, select it, drag it over here. Okay, and afterwards you should be seeing the Lumetri color over here. Okay, then from here we can select base correction, color, okay, creative, curves, color wheels, and match. Okay, from here you can also increase the way you want your photo to look like. As you can clearly see, I'm controlling. Okay, if I select increase in shadows, see that happens. If you want to increase your midtones, okay, the mid-range of your colors, you can do that too, and the highlights. Okay, then we can also add a vignette to it. Let's say we select the amount to be about minus, not plus. Okay, if you select plus, you'll see that it will turn white. We don't want it to white, we turn it to black. Okay, so after you're done, you can select the midpoint over here too, the roundness, the feather. Okay, and afterwards, if you just press Ctrl C to copy this, Ctrl A to select all, right click, and then paste attributes. And here you can see the effects of Lumetri color here. So we'll just press on OK. And now if I press play on everything, you can see that the effects over here give off a pretty good vibe. All right. Now there are multiple types of fades or crossfades. As you can see, if I go over here and type in transition, okay, video effects transition, we have the block dissolve, gradient wipe, and linear wipe. Okay, let's try block dissolve over here first. Okay, if I go back, first I need to actually delete the cross dissolve over here. So what I need to do is first select it, delete it, and now if I select block dissolve, okay, it didn't do anything yet. So let's go over to the next part over here, video transitions, where I can just add additive dissolve. Okay, let's do that, and let's see what additive dissolve does. Okay, so the additive dissolve actually gives you a flash before changing to the next photo. Okay, now let's try dip to black. You can also use these types of effects or transitions in your montage the way you want it to. Let's try film dissolve. Okay, then we have a morph cut. Okay, okay, let's try the non-additive dissolve to see what happens. Okay, let's just delete it for now, and let's put back our cross dissolve over here. Okay, you'll notice that when I put my dissolve over here, I can put it on the right side and left side. Okay, let me just first delete this. Here you can see I can put it to the right side or the left side. Okay, and if you want to edit the way your cross dissolve works, right click over here, set transition duration. Okay, and afterwards you can just go ahead and type in the amount of time you want your cross dissolve to be. Okay, Control A, right click, set transition for all of them. Okay, so that was all for this video. I hope you've understood how to make a montage in your Premiere Pro. Let's go ahead and go to File over here, then go to Export Media. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. We need to add in the music. So let's go ahead and add in the music. Select it and then drop it into your timeline. Okay. There you go. And then just go over here, cut off the extra parts. Okay. Use the razor tool. Use the selection tool, select that part, delete it. Okay. Then we will just double click on this and using the pen tool, select a point over here and here. Okay, right click on this point, ease in. There you go. Now, if I play the video from here, you'll notice that. Okay, let's create a part over here too. Okay, so now I'll export it to a file and make sure your format is in H264. Okay, and afterwards, if you go over here, you can see that we have these options to choose from. All right, and if you go to general, you can see that we can import into project, use as previews, use proxies. Okay, all right, so we can see from here that it is a 51 duration. Okay, so let's go ahead and export it, and then I'll basically show you what it looks like. Okay, so now let's see what our video looks like. Okay, so